Function calling or tool use opens up the whole world to the large language models. In this video, I am going to introduce you to this new family of large language models or LLMs, Empower Functions. Empower Functions is a family of models that offer GPT-4 level capabilities for real world tool using use cases with full compatibility support to be served as in drop in replacement for GPT-4 API. Tool using primarily refers to the ability of LLMs to interact with external APIs by recognizing when a function needs to be called and then generating JSON containing the necessary arguments based on the user input. If you look at this example from the GitHub repo of Empower, you'll see that this is a multi-turn conversation between an assistant and a customer uh, in some sort of medical center. So you see, for example, it the customer has given the name and then there has been a function call accordingly. So the model has translated that natural language test into this function call with the function name, verify patient identity, and then the arguments or parameters of that function, that it contains message, name, and all that stuff. And then it called the function which return either true or false. So if it is true, then it has proceeded further, and then it is a multi-turn conversation where it is converting the text to the function calls, getting the value out of them, and then proceeding further through the workflow. So this is what tool use or function calling is. And this empower function is a model which claims that it is one of the best function calling model out there. Now there are two things in it. They have provided a small model to be installed locally. So we will try to get it installed locally, but I have seen that there are few issues with um, local install because it's quite a heavy model surprisingly, which I'm very surprised. It's a text model, so why it would be that heavy anyway. So, but what they seems to be recommending in this GitHub repo is to use this development platform where they have hosted these empower functions as an API call, just like OpenAI and various other providers. And it seems you get a feeling from their GitHub repo that they are trying to nudge you towards this API calling setup, because if you try to run it locally, you would need A100, that sort of GPUs, and I'm talking about their full blown models. But anyway, uh, let's not deter us from trying to get it installed locally. We will do that and then we will see how it performs. Now, just few more lines on those function calling stuff. This capability is essential for building conversational agents and applications that convert natural language into API calls, as we just saw in that example. And it facilitates tasks such as weather inquiries, data extraction, and then interaction with your databases, your knowledge bases of different worlds. Real world use cases, particularly those involving conversational agents, often introduce complex requirements for LLMs. Models must be capable of retrieving context from multiple rounds of conversations, choosing between utilizing tools or engaging in standard dialogue, and asking for clarification if any parameters are missing. These function or agents should also integrate responses with tool outputs in the streaming fashion. So there are a lot of things involved when we are talking about all of this function calling. Okay, so that said and done, there are three variants of this family of models. First is Llama 3 Empower Function Small, which has 8K context, and then they have few more. Let me show you from the repo actually. So this is a repo. These are the three models which they have. Llama 3 Empower Small. This is what we will be installing in GGUF format on our local system. It has 8K context based on Llama 3 8 billion. Then they have this Empower Function Medium and Large. Both of these are you cannot install them locally. You would have to use the API on the website which I just showed you here. You would have to sign up, and you can start for free, but it's not free at all. You would have to pay eventually. And the large one is based on Llama 370 billion, whereas this medium one is based on Mixtral, Mixture of Expert. The best of the breed is of course the large one, which has the best accuracy, whereas for the locally runnable, most cost effective is this Llama 3 small one. And this is what we are going to use. Also, if you want to look at the hardware requirements, these are the hardware requirements. You see, large one runs on 4 A100s, medium one runs on 2 A100s, and the small one runs on A140 gig. I don't have that. So what I will do, I will try to use maybe 4-bit one. Let's see if it works or not, but at least we will try it out. So my apologies in advance if it doesn't work on my meager GPU. Anyway, so let me take you to my local system and then we will get it installed. So as usual, I'm running my Ubuntu 22.04. Let me make it slightly bigger. And I have one GPU card of 22 GB of VRAM. Let me clear the screen. Second up, let me create a Conda environment. If you don't know what Conda is, then this is Conda, which keeps everything nice and clean in your own workspace without um, impacting your underlying installation. So you can install it by just following one of my videos on the channel. Just search the Conda and you should be able to find it. So let's create this Conda environment, which is Conda create-n empower. Should be done any minute. Just press Y here. And that is also done. Let's activate it and you will see that it appears in parentheses on the left. Let's clear the screen. That is done. So the first step after creating this Conda environment is to install this Llama CPP Python, which is a C++ library. And even if you have it, I would highly suggest that you install it because that is the recommendation from their GitHub repo. So let's wait for it to install. Okay, so that is fine. You can ignore this. It seems it is already present on my system, so that is fine. If it is not, you won't get this error. I have cleared the screen. Now in order to install this empower functions, this is what you need to do. Pip install empower functions. So let's wait for it to get installed. This has been installed and see it also successfully built the Llama CPP Python again, so which is good. Let me clear the screen. Now this is the whole installation. Let's fire up our Python interpreter and then we will be going to first download the model and then we are going to install the model. So first up, let me import some of the libraries which we have installed. So you see here I have imported JSON, empower functions and all that stuff. And now let's download our model, which is empower dev llama 3 empower function small gguf, and I'm just using the quantized level of Q4. So hopefully fingers crossed it will work on my system, and we are simply not only getting the model but also the token. So let me download it and then we will proceed further. So you see that it has downloaded the tokenizer and now it is downloading that model, which seems quite small, which is nice, and just under 5 gig, the q4km.gguf. So let's wait for it to finish downloading and then we will play around with it. The model is downloaded. Let me scroll up and show you. So this is the model which was downloaded, and then it has produced some of the evaluation of the models as what exactly lying inside. Seems quite cool. How many tensors and all that stuff. If you're interested to read that, it has also given us a chat template. So let's try to give it a message. In this one, I'm asking it, what is the weather in San Francisco? And remember, because we are asking it about the current weather, of course, right? But model was trained long time back. And so model doesn't know about the weather. So it will be using the tools or functions to get the weather with the API call. So we have asked it in the natural language. The model is going to convert it into a JSON function call. It will call the function or API and then it will return us the results back. So we have to define that tool. This is the tool where we have called it that it is a function, and then The name is get current weather, and then description is this parameter. We are passing it a location, and a location is required. And then we just can call our function with the LLM object we defined above. So we are creating a chat template, and then we are just passing it this message plus our tool, and then tool choice is auto. You can define multiple tools, and model very intelligently select the uh, tool of choice. So it is running at the moment. Let's wait for it to come back. Model has returned the response, and it is also showing you how many tokens it took, load time, and all that stuff. Let's print it. There you go. So it says message assistant null tool call was this current weather, type is function get current weather, and then now by using any API call you can just send this one to that API call and it is going to do it for you. How good is that? And if you just think about it, all you need to do is to convert this API calls as per your own software, and then you can use any external software, whether old, new, whatever, hosted with the help of this function call. So all in all, amazing stuff. I'm now quite impressed by this, that it is quite good. But having said that, would be real good to use those other models like medium and large and stuff locally. But anyway, that is fine. I think they also have to earn something. Let me know, what do you think about this model? Pretty good, especially this quantized version one. I will drop the link to this GitHub repo in video's description. Let me know your thoughts. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, then please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thanks for watching.